Today I want to talk about prophets and prophecy. I'll read from the book of Yoel. It's chapter 2, verse 28. In the Hebrew Bible, it's chapter 3. And it shall come to pass afterward, that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. I personally see those days that the prophet speaks of to be the end of the Renaissance, the beginning of the Age of Enlightenment, where we quite literally came out of darkness, put the human being in the center, and started evolving at a great and unprecedented rate. We constructed different tools like radios and televisions and computers and x-ray machines and all of those things in order to harness and capture those unseen energies and waves that are around us all the time, right? We constructed tools, physical tools, to harness them and use them. And the same thing can happen with the divine spirit. We can construct ourselves inwardly and outwardly in such a way that we are able to harness that divine spirit and use it for our advantage. Now we have a choice. We can choose to use it for iniquity. We can choose to use it for righteous purposes. And there's a wide spectrum there. I'm not saying it's this or the other. All of mankind is both. We are both good and evil together, because that's how we were made, or at least that's what became after the expulsion from Eden, after the fall from grace. And I'm not talking about what happens before that, but after that, it's certainly what happened. We are made of both. We have the good inclination and the evil inclination, and we are here to contend with it. So prophets were people who were able to purify and cleanse themselves physically and spiritually in such a way that they would harness that energy and bring it to the people. Now, prophets were not only people who prophesied doom or deliverance. They were people, day to day. People came to them for help. They themselves went to counsel kings and leaders and others. And I believe that now in these days, we're given that choice. Now you can choose the path of calling it spontaneous thought. You can choose to call it an epiphany, an enlightenment, inspiration. I call it prophecy. Much like we have all of those other tools to harness the energies and wavelengths of the universe, much like we have that, we can have ourselves be that very vessel, that very tool that channels divine energy to those who require it. We're all meant to be prophets. It's just that probably some people will get there before others. Building up a vessel is a crucial part. If water is being poured on the ground, but you want to drink, you need something to capture it in order to take that drink. You need something that's empty in order for it to be filled. And we know now, thanks to science, the atom itself that makes up all of the physical universe is mostly empty. There's a lot that we can learn from this. I mean, there's a lot that we can learn from all of quantum mechanics and all that. It's all ideas that are spiritual being manifested physically. There's a lot to learn from all of that atomic and subatomic world. I don't know enough about it, but I know enough to perceive that it's precisely the mirroring of the divine. We were meant, much like the Creator, to create, to make things happen, to attain prophecy, to channel divine energy. And I really, really hope and pray that we will all be able to achieve this. And that's what I see happening here, with a lot of people everywhere, people asking the bigger questions, people looking for answers. That's what I think is going on. Let's have a good one.